Yo, what is good with y'all? It's your boy KAG, and today I am finally here to give y'all my impressions of the Nintendo Switch. Now, I know I've been gone for quite a while, and y'all have let me know that I've been missing because y'all hit me up on Twitter and my DMs, and then y'all hit me up on Facebook and on YouTube, and even on my Instagram, and I don't even know how y'all got that. But anyways, we're here to talk about the Nintendo Switch, formerly known as the NX, or now known as the NS, as a lot of people call it. But yeah, let's talk about this device. Now, first of all, when the trailer first came on, and I seen the dude sitting there in his couch, you know, pretty much how I would be if I was playing a console. I'd be leaned back there, chilling, playing on the TV, and I seen that crisp HD Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on that screen. I was like, man. Now, I knew that the Legend of Zelda looked good on the Wii U, but it did not look nearly as good as it does on the Switch. And if I was you, I would most definitely pick it up on the Switch, which is what I'm gonna do, because I think somebody made this stupid statement, and that was that the grass looked grassier, and it really, really does. When you actually take a look at it in this video, you're like, man, that does look really good. That does look like it's next gen, you know, compared to the Wii U version. Even though the Wii U version, don't get me wrong, it looks good, but it doesn't look nearly as good as the one that is gonna be on the NS. So, outside of that, then we actually see him get up, because you know the dog wants to go outside and whatnot, and so he gets up, he goes ahead and he docks the Joy-Cons onto the actual tablet, and he picks it up, and I was like, there it is. That's exactly what we were talking about, and it looks even better than I imagined it would look, because I've seen a lot of mock-ups of this device, and actually this is actually the best looking one I've seen. This, and it's not a mock-up, it's actually the real deal. But the actual device looks really, really good. The gray and the black color scheme looks perfect for mature gamers. Anybody wouldn't mind carrying this device. It does not look like a toy or anything like that. Granted, yes, we will probably get the nice colorful and bright looking ones that will come out, and a lot of people will pick them up, but for this design right here, for it to be the definitive version of this device, I think that it is going to draw in a lot of people, because a lot of people like to game and they also like to have a tablet, but they don't want to carry around something that looks like a toy. They don't want to carry around something that is kind of plasticky looking, looks really cheap. It looks like, you know, it has like, if you remember the DS, or the 3DS should I say, you had like the bright bluish tealish color with the glitter all over it, and it kind of sparkled and whatnot. It doesn't do any of that. They went with the nice matte finish, and I love the matte finish. I'm glad they didn't do anything shiny with it, because you know that just makes it like a fingerprint magnet when you have all that shiny texture on top of it. But the matte finish looks great. I cannot say enough how well done the design is. Even as far as the puppy dog controller, a lot of people talk about the puppy dog controller, and they talk about it as it doesn't look comfortable or whatnot, but you have to give it to them. That puppy dog controller has become its own little personality. You start seeing it show up in a whole bunch of little images of people drawing this little lop-eyed sided dog or what have you. But yeah, and you have to remember, it does have those little grips on the back of it, so it may not be as uncomfortable as you think. It might actually be really comfortable. And I would expect this device right here to actually come inside the box when you pick up the Nintendo Switch as a regular part of the actual console, hybrid, handheld, whatever you want to call it. I think that puppy dog controller will be there as a stock controller. But on top of that, as far as the Joy-Cons, I think it's perfectly fine, because when you're actually gonna be out on the go, even though the buttons are a little smaller than we're used to on a traditional console, I think for a handheld device, they're perfectly fine. If you take a look at your 3DS buttons on there, they're about the same size, and so, you know, I never had a problem playing with it. outside, on the go with those smaller buttons. And the fact that, this is actually partially a mobile device, I think it's fine that they actually have the smaller buttons on there. But not only did they give you the smaller buttons, but they actually went ahead and they gave you traditional analogs. They didn't go with like, C pads or anything like that, the little circle pads. They actually gave you regular analogs for when you're on the go, which is great in my opinion because they're clickable, and they just have better rotation and everything. But not to, leave that out in the dark, we have the Pro Controller, which is what everybody's gonna be picking up, and that thing right there is beast because when you actually take a look at it, you're like, man, if that thing doesn't look comfortable, they got the big, huge A, B, X, and Y buttons on there, nice L and R triggers. Everything looks really, really good on that controller. I mean, that thing looks extremely comfortable. A lot of people talk about it looks like the Xbox One controller, but if you've ever held an Xbox One controller, you will know that it is a comfortable controller. And this controller right here also looks comfortable. Not to knock on the Wii U Pro Controller, because the Wii U Pro Controller was good, but this controller looks even better, especially the fact that it has the matte finish, the Wii U gamepad, game controller. It kind of shiny and everything, and it gets a lot of fingerprints, so you might want to wipe it off, especially if you're somebody that has like OCD or anything. But this device right here, matte finish all around, perfect. Even though, if you actually take a look at it, it's not really aluminum or anything. I think it's actually plastic, but the way they textured it makes it look like it's really good quality materials. And if you ask me, I will say, just because, I'm a Samsung fan, versus an Apple fan, but the plastic phones actually hold up way better than any type of aluminum. They end up getting scratched easily, they dent easily, whereas you have like a nice plastic build. And I'm imagining the thing probably has a lot of weight in it because, everything that has to go into the device. But as far as like the actual build, it looks really, really good. I cannot say enough how good it looks. Even the actual, the start and the select button, which look like a mini D-pad, that even looks good. As far as like the D-pad and how they actually split up the buttons and everything, I think it's fine. I don't have a real issue with it. I don't really use the D-pad that often, and I don't think many people do. Only time you really use it is if you're using it for like a side-scrolling game, but outside of that, you don't really use a D-pad like that. But I think it is fine. They could have went with the regular one, but the fact that they allow you to be able to have multiplayer on the go, I think that is spot on, that they actually went with the buttons that way. So, no gripes there. As far as the battery life, a lot of people are saying it's gonna be 3 hours battery life, but when you actually think about it, the 3DS, the original 3DS, only got about 3 hours of battery life. And let's be real here, in 3 hours of battery life, even though it's not amazing, and let me remind you, this is all rumored, but even though that isn't amazing, for you to be able to take your game, let's say you're playing a game and you haven't gotten to a save point or anything like that, for you to have 3 hours while you're out on the go to get to that save point, that extra 3 hours, I think that's amazing. And 3 hours is a long time. That's like watching 3 full episodes of The Walking Dead. 3 hours is pretty reasonable, especially for a device that's supposed to be giving you console quality games on the go. You can't really gripe there. I can understand, gripe with the 3DS because the graphics are nowhere near what it looks like on this device right here, because, you're talking about maybe about Xbox One quality graphics or higher on a mobile device. That's a lot of work that this device actually has to do. But anyways, overall, I am extremely impressed with what Nintendo has came out with the Nintendo Switch. I think it was pretty much spot on with what I was saying as far as it being a Sheikah slate. And there is, and I repeat, is a lot more that has to go on with this actual device. As a matter of fact, they haven't even talked about any of the games for it. They haven't even confirmed the fact that it is a touch screen. you know, a multi-touch screen and that they've done away with the stylus. So I think there's a whole lot more that is missing from this actual picture. The real thing of this trailer is the fact that they just want to get out the fact to let y'all know that yes, you can play this game system at home, you can pick it up, take it on the go with you, and you can play it while you're on the go. You can play multiplayer with your friends on the go. And for those people who are griping about the controllers being too small, because it is a novelty that you can actually play, they're giving you that feature that you can play a game on the go with these small controllers, you really can't complain about it. And if you do by chance, you know, if you're one of them people that are regularly going to be doing that, then just go ahead and pack yourself a Pro controller inside your case or whatever. But yeah, I think everything is spot on. I'm not going to talk about the games in this video, even though the Mario looks really good. And by the way, I do want to point out one thing, because there has been a lot of people saying that the game looks like Super Mario 3D World, which it doesn't. I just want to note that, because it actually is catering more towards Super Mario 64. If you actually even take a look at the hearts in it, a lot of people are saying Legend of Zelda hearts, but the heart is actually from Super Mario 64 and the health meter. But yeah, 3D World was a good game, but granted, I believe this is going to cater more to a Sunshine or Super Mario 64, but I'm thinking more on the side of Super Mario 64. It just looks way more expansive. But yeah, all of that aside, I can't wait to get this system. I know it's gonna have everything on it. Every game you want to pick up or play, you're gonna get your Pokemon on there. You're gonna get your Monster Hunter on there. You know, you're gonna get your Fire Emblem on there, your Animal Crossing, all your Mario Karts and your Splatoons. Everything is gonna be on this one system, and it's gonna be a very popular system. So if I was y'all, I'm giving y'all a warning now. So take this warning and take heed to it. Y'all need to go ahead and set aside some money, because when it becomes available for pre-order, it's going to sell out quick, and you're not going to be able to get it for a long time, more than likely, unless you're able to somehow manage to catch it, sneak in on a shipment at Walmart or somewhere. But if I was y'all, I would definitely pre-order this, because it is going to be a big deal. You have to remember, Legend of Zelda is more than likely going to be at launch, and that is going to sell millions alone. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to let me know, and let me know what y'all actually think about this device. I am going to go into detail with the device and what I actually think is actually going on with it, as well as what is to come in the near future when they actually announce more about it in probably January. But anyways, be sure to click that like button, and as always, if you're new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because we talk about all things Nintendo here. And yeah, I'm out of here. Peace.